With the most recent expansion, Lightfall, Destiny 2 has completely overhauled the mods and build crafting system. Gone are things like armor affinities and elemental wells, and in their place there's the new armor charge system and shuffle of mod allocation. Hey there, I am your Commander Pika, and today let's go over the basics of the new mod system to lessen the confusion and help everyone understand what's going on. To start, let's go over armor and their roles. All armor have stats divided amongst the 6 core character attributes: mobility, resilience, recovery, discipline, intellect, and strength. Stat totals fluctuate based on rarity and acquisition source, but most players are looking for pieces that are at least 60 total points. To further increase stats and the number of mods we can slot in, we need to masterwork the item, infusing it with high-end components to allow for up to 10 points in armor mod energy and plus 2 to all stats on that armor piece. For mods, each armor piece has at least 4 sockets for them, with endgame armor having an additional slot for unique mods. Artifice armor grants a free +3 mod to any stat of your choosing, and raid armor grants a slot for raid mods that apply unique effects while in those activities. In general, the first slot is for general stat mods, applying +5 or +10 to any stat. Sockets 2, 3, and 4 are armor piece mod sockets, allowing you to slot in mods that increase things like weapon reloading, damage resist, or armor charge. However, each armor piece can only slot in specific mods. Ammo finders go only in your helmet, scavengers only in your boots, etc. On screen we'll show what each armor piece has access to, but there is a somewhat easy way to remember what mods go where. The helmet holds your eyes and brain, so anything related to finding ammo, targeting your enemies, or boosting your intellect, which is super regen. Your arms are for handling things, throwing punches, grenades, reloading, and handling your weapon. Chest piece, your armor, backpack, and center of your guardian, so ammo reserves, damage resistance, and unflinching. Legs let you walk over things and holster your weapon, so effects from walking over ammo, orbs, and armor charge. Class item is for class's identity, so effects of using your class ability and finisher. You'll gain access to these mods upon accomplishing certain Guardian rank achievements. For veteran players, so those with an account and playtime before the launch of Lightfall, you'll have access to all currently available mods. For new players, hiya, welcome little lights to Destiny. You'll gain basic foundational mods from completing Guardian rank 5, weapon augmentation mods from completing rank 6's powerful reward step, and armor charge mods from rank 7's threats and surges step. Just follow the journey menu and progress through Guardian ranks. Each rank and step will tell you what to do. To then slot in these mods, inspect your armor piece and make sure it has enough armor energy to slot them in. Mods range in cost from 1 to 4, so you'll have to upgrade and masterwork your armor to slot in multiple mods. Now let's talk about mod specifics. To simplify, I'll break mods into 2 categories: general and armor charge. General mods don't require the use of the armor charge system. These are either passive buffs or activate on a simple trigger. Example of passives would be those stat mods that give you flat bonuses to stats. Example of trigger or conditional mods would be like impact induction. Hitting an enemy with my melee gives me grenade energy. Some of these mods require matching the element of your weapon to that of the mod, so to get more ammo for your solar shotgun, you need to use solar scavenger mods. The new kid on the block is the armor charge system. Veteran players, this is an iteration of the charge with light system with several elemental well mods. To gain access to the system, you need to have at least 1 armor charge mod slotted in. These are mods color coded as yellow, blue, and green with symbols under their icon. Now when you pick up an orb of power, you gain a stack of armor charge. At base, you can hold up to 3 charges, but there are mods to further increase that amount up to 6, as well as other ways to become armor charged. Like with general mods, we can break them down into 3 categories: decay, trigger, and charge. Decay, denoted with blue coloring and 3 dots under the icon, grants a passive benefit while you have armor charge, bonuses to character stats, and weapon damage. However, while you are charged with these mods equipped, the benefit is on a timer. At base, you drain 1 armor charge every 10 seconds. When you are out of charges, that benefit is turned off until you gain charges once more. While the timer is ticking down, if you gain a charge, it will both add a charge to your counter and refresh the mod's timer. Next category, trigger, are mods denoted by yellow coloring and 3 triangles pointing down. These mods activate their benefit when you satisfy a certain condition, performing a specified action while you have a certain number of armor charges. Such triggers are becoming critically wounded, which grants you temporary damage resistance, using an ability kickstarts its regen by refunding some energy, and performing finishers, spawning special ammo or restoring your health. Third category, modify mods. These are denoted in green coloring with 3 triangles pointing upwards and augment the armor charge system, giving you other avenues to become armor charged, hold more charges of armor charge, or increase the time of decay mods effects. Additionally, nearly all armor mods can be stacked for increased effects, with those effects listed in the description of the mods. just be aware of diminishing returns as you stack multiple copies of a mod, with each mod adding about 50 to 70% of the benefit of the previous one. And some mods can be combined or made cheaper by choosing specific perks in the seasonal artifact. For example, in Season 20 right now, you can lower the cost of Grenade, Strand, Solar, and Void related mods, as well as unlock a combo Siphon mod for Strand in either Void or Solar. This is different from prior seasons where the artifact unlocked mods to slot in your armor. Now they're just passive perks that affect your mods and Guardian. And this is all what you need to know to get started on build crafting and using the armor charge system. Sitting down and making builds can be quite challenging, so I'll walk you through a few simple builds to get the ball rolling. Before we start with mods, try to pick armor that best suits your class and goal of the build. Stat mods for recovery, resilience, and intellect cost 4, so it's best to have them close enough to where you want them with just your raw stats. To help create these builds, use tools like Dim's Loadout Optimizer or D2 Armor Picker. I'll leave their links in the description along with my basic tutorial. Our first build will be simple, no armor charge with the goal of maximum grenade uptime. In the helmet, 1 ashes to assets, 1 ammo finder, and 1 siphon mod. In the arms, since we're getting grenade kills, firepower to make orbs, and impact induction to melee to get grenade energy. Chest piece, let's load up with resist mods depending on the enemy damage. In the legs, 2 copies of Innervation to grant grenade energy on orb pickup, and 1 scavenger mod for ammo. Lastly, in our class item, let's go with 2 copies of Bomber for more grenade energy and Reaper to generate more orbs. Now you're set! Every time you get a grenade kill, you'll get super energy and make orbs, and picking up orbs grants grenade energy. Toss in some melees and class ability usage to further reduce grenade cooldown. This second build will be just stats utilizing Decay armor charge mods. All stats can be useful, but aren't necessary. Mobility is mainly for hunter dodge cooldown, but if you titans and warlocks like the extra strafe speed and jump height, then be my guest. Similarly, intellect is not as important in PvE as it only affects your passive, out of combat, super regen. Let's copy our helmet from build 1, but feel free to slot in what you like. Arms, 1 copy of Font of Focus and 1 of Font of Vigor. Add an additional one of your choosing or any orb or regen mods. I'll do heavy-handed for a melee focus build. Chest, at least 1 copy of Font of Endurance. The rest is flexible, resist mods for less damage or charged up to hold more charges. Legs, hunters and fans of high mobility, 1 copy of Font of Agility. Then add stacks on stacks to double the charges you gain from orbs for more efficient uptime of these mods. Class item, at least 1 copy of Time Dilation to make the decay rate of 1 charge every 15 seconds up from 10. Feel free to add an additional one and mod of choice. With this, every time you pick up an orb you'll have at least 30 seconds of plus 30 to nearly every stat, helping you round out your armor and keep armor charge simple. Our third build will be ability spam. We are going to mimic build 1 but now use the armor charge system. On our helmet, 1 siphon mod and 2 copies of ashes to assets. Arms, 1 copy of firepower and at least 1 copy of grenade kickstart. Stacking kickstart increases its effects, so feel free to add another one or an impact induction. The chest piece is flexible, at least 1 copy of charged up to hold more charges to boost grenade kickstart's gains. Feel free to add some extra copies for greater effects, resist mods matching enemy damage, or reserves for your weapons. Legs, stacks on stacks, innervation, and scavenger. On the class item, 2 copies of Bomber and then Reaper or Distribution. Now throw grenades and pick up those orbs. Our last build is DPS for both solo and team play. In our helmet we want ammo finder mods. For solo play, double stack them or have 1 of each. For teams, toss in an ammo scout to create ammo for your friends. Additionally, in team boss damage phases, Radiant Light and Powerful Friends are great to give armor charges to your team. Arms are flexible, but let's slot in a firepower, bolstering detonation, and a loader. Chest piece, we want a resist mod and reserves to boost our ammo. The legs are where the magic happens. Weapon surge mods increase your weapon's damage. What you might not know is that they stack with other buffs like Well of Radiance and Ward of Dawn. So, to get the max out of them, slot in at least 2 copies of the surge matching your DPS weapon. Slot in a third to further increase damage, a scavenger mod so you can easily restock on ammo when the damage phase is over, or stacks on stacks to double your charge, thus doubling your time whenever you pick up an orb. Lastly, on our class item we want at least 1 time dilation to increase surge's duration to 15 seconds. 3 copies increase it to 20, but that's a little costly, so instead, use Bomber or Distribution. Now whenever you are charged, you'll have bonus damage that stacks with other buffs. I hope this guide provided clarity on mods and armor charge and has given you encouragement to make your own builds. Remember, experiment and find what works best for you. And besides mods, weapons and subclass elements play a huge role, so it'll take some time to figure out what works best. Expect a more advanced guide later on going over how to incorporate everything into your builds. If you found this guide useful, then click the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already to support the channel. And tell me down in the comments what builds you'll be making. As always, I am your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.